Hi to all my friends around the world. This is a time that we are all going through a very similar circumstance, no matter what country you live in or what continent you're on. Most countries have had somebody coming down with coronavirus, and we are all hoping that we cannot spread this virus and find ways to keep it contained so it will go away and not affect the people who are sick, especially those who are high risk and can become seriously sick. So it led me to be thinking about people and how we are so similar. People who stutter, for instance, I bring everything to people who stutter because that is the thing that I have been thinking about for most all of my life. And I have had the honor of working with so many people who stutter from so many different countries. From Hobart, going west all the way to Hawaii, from the northern countries to the most southern countries. It has been so amazing for me to see that when it comes to stuttering, how everybody seems to have similar fears, similar anxieties, similar hopes, similar beliefs. And it means that with stuttering comes certain way of thinking. And it's not only now, it's from generations past, probably thousands of years. So I wanted to bring up some of these fears that people who stutter have and look at them and see that although they're so common, there are different ways of handling them. And different people do handle them in different ways. It has nothing to do with culture, has nothing to do with what country you're from. It's just that some people manage to handle their feelings, their fears in one way, while others have their fears overcome them. And it's my hope that you will not let your fears and anxieties overcome you and even make your speaking more difficult. I am telling you so much about stuttering that will help you to manage your feelings and your ability to speak in a better way. So, if you haven't subscribed yet to my videos, make sure you do, and you won't miss my telling you some of the important things that will make it easier for you to manage your stuttering. But right now, I want to talk to you a little bit about what I see is one of the most common fears that people who stutter have. And that is that they're going to go into a speaking situation and want to say something, and they're not going to be able to get that word out. It is so word-oriented. I think almost across the board, people believe that they have difficulty saying words. And they are trying so hard and have so much anxiety about being able to say certain words or maybe different words at different times, but it's all about fearing that you can't say the words. Well, we know that People who stutter are capable of saying everything they want to say. However, when you have that fear that you can't get the words out, it brings your brain to be trying to do things that make it difficult to say these words. So, there are two options. One, you can start introspecting. Start looking at what's going on within yourself and see that you have the ability to say whatever you want. And then find out what it is that you do in certain situations, be it on the thought level or the behavioral level. What is going on that in some situations you really can't? It is all possible to understand. Stuttering isn't such a big puzzle as people think. It is, when you look at it as a systems problem, the way I have been looking at it, it all makes so much sense. And it gives you the way to help yourself make changes so that you don't have to go into a situation fearing that you won't be able to say the word. Another thing that kind of goes across the board is the fear of being laughed at, thought to be weak or unintelligent. And it's amazing that some of the most brilliant people I've met, some of the strongest, some of the most well-adjusted people have this fear because they can't say certain things. And so the fear of being looked down at is weak or incapable. That is such a human trait, and it is so natural. So first off, if you have that fear, know that it's normal. And it's not necessary because you know who you are and you know your value. But the fact that you feel it is something that you do have to learn how to deal with. This can be done. And when you start looking at stuttering in a different way and start valuing the person who is you more and putting less emphasis on how your speech is, whether it's exactly the way you want, what you will do is stop listening to yourself so much when you speak. And boy, will that make a difference. Listening to yourself when you speak is really a problem. Do you listen to yourself? If you do, make a comment below and let us know how many of you do listen to yourself when you're speaking to see how you sound. Right now, I'm not really paying attention to how I sound. I'll hear it when I play the video back, but right now as I'm speaking, I'm not paying attention, and that is so important. So that's a difference. Some people give up the listening and others don't. Which way are you going to go? I have a desire to help so many people who stutter, who are going down the wrong path, who might not be helping themselves as much as they can. And that's why I have developed the self-help course From Stuttering to Speaking Freely. If you would like to learn more about it, I'll put the link below. Because although we're all the same, and we all have the same fears and the same desires, know that the path you take and what you do can be really life-changing. You can find the way to make it easier for you to speak, or you can go in a path that's going to make it even more difficult. The choices are really up to you. So if you would like me to help you, I'd really love to talk to you about it. And I hope that you will begin to understand that stuttering is something that is not a constant. You all know that. You don't stutter constantly. And you can make it so much less stuttering and so much more flowing with the way you speak. It's possible. Give it some thought in this time where you might have more time to introspect and see if there are some things you can do to help yourself. Stay well.